Hunt for the thing behind these headlines. Human one has 26 bones. Tarsals, metatarsals, and phalanges are bones. 3 arches provide natural elastic spring. Bottoms referred to as sole. Usually covered by socks and shoes. If you said the human foot, you're right and have joined Headline Hunters. And now, let's join the host of our show, Jim Perry.
And if you like Club Belly, you're probably saying that the human foot hurts. Good evening. Welcome to Headline Hunters, where we ask our players to identify well-known people, places, things, or events. The faster they get the headline, the more points they score. Let's meet tonight's Headline Hunters.
Teresa McCann. I do research work for the Ontario Crippled Children's Centre and the Kidney Foundation of Canada.
Ellen Deschen. I'm sales representative for an industrial machinery dealer.
I'm Jane Walkna, and I'm the librarian for a weekly financial newspaper.
Jane, Ellen, Teresa, nice to meet all of you. Make yourselves at home. Everything was working there. The buzzer didn't go off. The lights were going, I promise you. That's what we like to check. Get comfortable. We'll tell our friends at home the first player to say tonight's hidden headline word wins a fine bonus prize. And not just for you at home. Here is tonight's hidden headline word. Blacked out here in the studio, Teresa, Ellen, Jane. Remember, we're looking for well-known people, places, things, events, fact or fiction. And remember also that if you buzz an answer incorrectly, we'll subtract those points from your score, but we never take you below 0, so you can always make a comeback. Good luck to all 3 of you. I hope it'll be a pleasant half hour for you. And get the fingers ready on the buzzers as we go to action looking for an event. An event, 100 points. Here's your first headline.
Saint's anniversary is country's national holiday.
50 points.
Plant composed of 3 leaflets, symbol of day.
An event, remember. 40 points.
Folklore, music, poems written about day.
And Ellen for 40.
St. Patrick?
St. Patrick's. And the event?
St. Patrick's Day.
You got it for 40 points, yes. Just to get everything clarified correctly, it is indeed St. Patrick's Day. Ellen on the scoreboard at 40 points. And now we up the value to 200 points as we look for a person with this headline.
Singer born Boston, Massachusetts, December 31, 1948.
100 points.
LaDonna Gaines, one of 7 children.
Jane for 100.
Donna Summer.
Very nicely done for 100 points, yes. Very little information. LaDonna Gaines became Donna Summer, and Jane in the lead now at 100. Teresa, this might be yours. It's worth 300 points. It is a thing, and here's the headline.
Charles Perrault's one of first collections.
A thing or things, 200 points.
Originally told around fireplaces.
100 points.
The good and the bad are regular features.
Thing or things, Teresa wants to try for 100.
Fairy tales.
Nicely done. You're right. That's what it is for 100 points. Yes. Brothers Grimm and Hans Christian Andersen, famous writers. I believe. We up the value now to 400 points. Completing the round, looking for the identity of a well-known person, Dave Devall has the first headline.
American leading actor born 1899.
300 points.
First minor film role, A Devil with Women, 1930.
200 points.
Stars in They Drive by Night and The Caine Mutiny.
And Jane wants to try it for 200. I must have an answer.
Humphrey Bogart.
You're right. It is Humphrey Bogart. And Jane pulled that one out of the dark recesses of her mind as time was running out. She's got the lead at the end of the first round, and we'll be back to more headline hunting right after this. Well, in a few weeks, we'll be bringing back our 3 highest scorers, and someone is going to win this beautiful prize in the Night of Champions.
The all-new 1981 Mazda GLC Sport. The more you look, the more you like, thanks to the new front-wheel drive, increased interior and cargo room, and a brand-new engine for even better gas mileage. Mazda GLC for 81.
All right, at the end of round 1, Jane in the lead with 300 points. Teresa in second place at 100. Ellen at 40. Very close game. Let's get back to it. A new round, 100 points. We're looking for a person and this headline.
36th President of USA, born 1908.
50 points.
Serves in Congress for 34 years.
And Jane for 50.
Nixon.
No, that is incorrect. You lose 50 points down to 250. Out of the remainder of this set of headlines. Teresa and Ellen for 40 points.
Youngest Senate Democratic leader at age 44.
30 points.
Texan becomes vice president 1960.
Ellen for 30.
Lyndon Johnson.
That's who it is, Lyndon Johnson. Yes, for 30 points. Yes, and he was born after 90. Jane was saying during the break, Humphrey Bogart was born in 1899. My goodness. Some of our romantic heroes go back a long way, right, Jane? Jane is back in now, still in the lead as we up the value to 200 points. We are looking for a thing and this headline.
Water beast, first met by St. Columbia, 565 AD.
100 points.
Huge aquatic animal, makes home at latitude 57 degrees north.
Ellen, with very little information, wants to try it for 100.
Whale.
That is incorrect. You're back down to 0. Teresa and Jane, 50 points.
Shores of lake, thickly wooded, sparsely inhabited.
40 points.
Varying temperatures of water produce monstrous images in loch.
And Teresa wants to try it for 40.
Loch Ness?
A thing we're looking
Oh,
for.
a thing, a Loch Ness monster.
That's what it is. You're right for 40 points. Monsters, tonight's hidden headline word. I'm glad you finally said monster, Teresa, because you've won this bonus prize.
Your prize is from Chinny Shoes, a gift certificate for your selection of high fashion or casual shoes for every member of the family. Locations coast to coast. You'll get a kick out of Kinney.
And that's yours to keep no matter how you finish in the game. And with the Loch Ness Monster, you've moved into second place. And all three players are back in now as we up the value to 300 points. We're looking this time for the identity of a well-known place. And as is sometimes our custom, we have a little visual clue for you. So players here in the studio, if you will take a look at the monitor, and for those of you at home, take a good look at your set. We're looking for a place. 300 points. Here's the first headline.
Birthplace of Christopher Marlowe.
200 points.
Located at Stour River in Kent.
100 points.
Spiritual center of England.
50 points.
Home of the Red Door.
One more headline, 40 points.
Chaucer gives name to tales.
Jane beating everyone to the buzzer for 40.
Canterbury.
Canterbury, that's right, for 40 points. And, of course, we're looking at the Union Jack. But that might help you out at the beginning there to get you in the right country and then try to find the city from there. It took a while, but finally Jane got it, and she now has 290 points. 400 points, we complete the round looking for a well-known person. People, actually. Persons, plural. Persons. 400 points, and this headline.
My Boonie, recorded in Germany, 1961.
I beg your pardon. 300 points.
Stu Sutcliffe leaves original group to paint.
Persons. 200 points.
Epstein becomes group manager, 1961.
And Jane for 200 big points.
The Beatles.
The Beatles, that's right, yes. 200 points for Jane, getting up to 490 points. Yes, Stu Sutcliffe left to paint. I believe there was another fellow, a drummer, who left. I can't think of his name right offhand. And, boy, I bet they kicked themselves after that, because the rest of them went on to being, as Brian Epstein once said, they'll be bigger than Elvis. And he was absolutely right. They were monstrous hits and very talented. As we end the round, Jane in the lead, 490 points. Teresa at 140 points. Ellen's been bouncing around. Maybe she'll make a comeback in this round. As we start once again at 100 points, looking for an event with this headline.
North American celebration, inaugurated 1882.
50 points.
Poor 19th century working conditions, cause of event.
And Teresa for 50.
Labor Day?
Nicely done. You're right. Labor Day it is for 50 points. Not a lot of information. Beautifully solved. Teresa up to 190 points. We go to 200. We look for a person. And we have this headline.
Inventor born, Milan, Ohio, 1847.
100 points.
Patents more than 1,100 inventions in 60 years.
50 points.
Defines genius as 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration.
Ellen for 50.
Franklin.
No, incorrect. You stay at 0. Teresa and Jane for 40 points.
Inventions include the phonograph and electric light.
Teresa for 40.
Edison?
That's who it is. Thomas Alva Edison, yes. Thomas Alva Edison, one of the great inventors. He had another 40 points. Yes, who could forget that famous invention when Edison watched that little light bulb glisten the first time, and as it started to glow, he looked down at it and said, hello? Teresa, 230 points. Jane still in the lead, 490. We go to 300 points. We're looking for a thing. Here's the headline.
Solid life sustainer consists of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen.
200 points.
Form varies with temperature from hard to soft.
100 points.
Combination of glycerins and certain acids.
50 points.
Found in animal flesh and dairy products.
And Teresa for 50.
Fat?
Fat is what it is, yes. Yes, that's something we all like to forget about, but fat is what it is. So Teresa's up to 280. We up the value now to 400 points as we look for the identity of a very well-known person. And I'm happy to say, players, that that person is here with us in the studio. So we caution you to listen not only to the headlines, but to the sound of the voice, though it may or may not be disguised. So if he or she is ready backstage for 400 points, here's your first headline.
I was born in Hamilton, Ontario, and found my calling on Toronto ice.
And Ellen right away wants to take a try for 400 points. You'll be right back in it if you know this person.
Is it Tyler Cranston?
It is indeed Tyler Cranston with one headline. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, meet a very famous man, Mr. Tyler Cranston. Well, it didn't take very long.
You know that I have been on this program one time before, and the same thing happened, and the person got me like that. And I guess I have a very unusual and horrible voice if it's that recognizable. Do you think?
Well, it's nice to have a distinctive voice. Does it bother you with that kind of recognition, that people can spot you right away, either visually or by your voice and all? Do you ever wish that you could just walk around and not be noticed at all?
I think that in Canada it's very possible to do that. And I think that sometimes when you dress up and you actually are the person you're supposed to be, then you're recognizable. But I live in Cabbage Town, and I sort of mix with the bums and the drunks and the pimps and the prostitutes, and believe me, they don't really recognize you too often.
Isn't that Tyler Cranston going by there? No, you really would.
That. They don't say that.
But you find, are you saying, therefore, that it's you get more recognition elsewhere than you do in your own country?
I think that probably in Canada that they're really not star contests. Not that I think that I am one.
Oh, you are indeed. No, you're being overly modest. Oh, you are.
No, I really don't think they do. And I think that I had a taxi driver that drove me here, and for the first 15 minutes did not actually speak to me, and then said, "Are you?" And I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "Oh, I was afraid to talk to you because I didn't want to really interfere with your privacy, etc." And I think that that, in a way, typifies the Canadian attitude, where in Germany, which I spend a lot of my time these days skating and performing, the first thing they would do is say, "Are you?" and, you know, "I like you," or "I hate you," or whatever. But I think they're more upfront. And I think that the Canadians are a little conservative.
Well, I think it's rather a nice thing, personally. I think it's nice if you go in a restaurant or something and it's nice people acknowledge you and they'll smile or something, but then to leave you alone so you can eat, I think that's rather nice.
Well, I assure you, people do not run after me and tear my clothes off. I really, I wish they did.
Now, when you were doing your, when you were doing your ice show in New York, I imagine you met a whole different group of fans down there, because they will grab you. New Yorkers will grab you, for sure.
Well, it was funny. When I had my show on Broadway, I had access to really la creme de la creme of the people that were performing on Broadway. And all of a sudden, I underwent a whole sort of transformation inside, and I rejected that. And I could have, all of a sudden I was getting party invitations from Andy Warhol and, you know, having lunch at the Russian Tea Room with people that I didn't know. And all of a sudden I saw the superficiality of it and the plasticity of it, and I thought, no, that's not what I really want. What I do want is a certain integrity with my work. And when I lived in New York, I loved living in New York, but I didn't really live a flamboyant lifestyle. I passed on it.
Well, I'm glad that you didn't stay. I'm glad you came back, and we are delighted that you've joined us here at CTV on Stars on Ice on a regular basis. I was thrilled when I heard that. That is super.
Well, I don't think you were as thrilled as I was, because for me, I'd been performing in Europe, and when you're in a big show like Holiday on Ice or Ice Capades, you're doing the same number every night. And what I found here is that I'm doing 24 shows, and I have to do a different number every single time, and that really taps my creativity to be versatile. And I think that right now, as a skater, that's what I need. I don't want to be the person that I was. This is 1980, and I think that I've got to think in terms of being new and different, and this is the perfect vehicle for me.
All of us at CTV are delighted that you did so. Tyler, thank you so much for joining us. Why don't you say hello to the panel? Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most talented and innovative men I know, Mr. Tyler Cranston. And we'll be right back right after this. I was saying to Ellen, boy, Toller's voice must be very distinctive, and she said yes, and she is also one of his biggest fans in the whole wide world. So am I. We have a very close game. Jane, 490 points. Ellen moved into second place now with 400 points. Teresa, 280 points. It couldn't be closer. We'll take a look at the runner-up prizes.
And those prizes include the famous cordless rechargeable shavers from Remington. For the ladies, the gentle, smooth Lady Remington. And for the men, the Remington Micro Screen. Guaranteed to shave you as close as a blade or your money back. And we also have, Jim, a selection of Krupp's products from Charles Craft, featuring the remarkable Juicer Biomaster. Great for fruits and vegetables, easy to handle and easy to clean. The Krupp's Juicer from Charles Craft.
All right, thank you, David. 490, 400, 280. Let's start a new round, and once again, we start at 100 points. And players, we're looking for the identity of a well-known person with this headline.
Born London, England, 1857.
50 points.
Founded movement in England, 1907.
40 points.
Lord and Lady organized girls in 1909.
And Jane for 40.
Baden-Powell.
That's who it is, Lord Baden-Powell. You're right for 40 points. Nicely done. Boy Scout movement 1907, the Girl Guides 1909. And Jane adds to her lead, 530 points. We go to 200, and again, we have a little visual clue for you players, so take a look at your monitor at home, take a peek at your set. A little visual clue, as for 200 points, we look for a well-known thing. A thing. That's kind of tricky. Here's your headline.
Contour, one of two types.
This is a thing. 100 points.
Used in 1800s as writing instrument.
50 points.
Quill and vein are segments of it.
Ellen for 50.
A feather.
A feather. That's exactly right for 50 points. Yes. You saw a little peek at the feathers of the Canada goose, as a matter of fact. And Ellen moves to within 80 points of Jane in the lead. We go to 300 points. We're looking for a place. Here's the headline.
Officially a republic. Natives call homeland Suomi.
200 points.
Timber, main natural resource.
100 points.
Land area smaller than Minnesota and Mississippi combined.
A place. 50 points.
Northern country, often called Land of Thousand Lakes.
One more headline. 40 points.
Gulfs of Finland and Sweden are borders.
Teresa for 40.
Greenland?
No, that's incorrect. We only take the one. Oh, the last one was practically a giveaway. The Gulfs of Finland is... Finland. That's what we're looking for, Finland. So no one scores any points. Teresa loses 40 points. And at 240, 450, and 530, all three of you are back in, of course, right away as we go to 400 big points. We're looking for a person. Here's the headline.
Military leader born 1892, becomes general at age 32.
300 points.
Becomes governor of Canary Islands.
That's a fascinating headline about this person. 200 points.
Generalissimo leads Morocco division back to Spain.
100 points.
Proclaims nationalist victory in Madrid in 39.
Jane for 100.
Franco.
That's who it is, General Franco. Yes, for 100. I was not aware that he one time was the governor of the Canary Islands. Fascinating headline. And Jane up to 630 points as we end the round. 450 for Ellen in second place. Teresa still in it at 240 points. Let's quickly get into a new round at 100. We are looking for a person. Here's the headline.
Heroic American frontiersman born Limestone, 1786.
50 points.
Serves under Andrew Jackson in War of 1812.
40 points.
Elected to Congress for 3 terms.
30 points.
Loses life in defense of the Alamo.
And Ellen wants to try for 30.
Custer.
No, that is incorrect. No, he lost his life at the Little Bighorn. 30 points lost for Ellen. Teresa well, we're going for 20 points.
Coonskin hat is Davy's signature.
And it is Jane who was first.
Boone.
Who is it?
Daniel Boone.
No, that's incorrect. It's Davy Crockett. And no one scored. I realized Teresa was jumping up and down, and I was going to call on her, but I realized you did not hit your buzzer, Teresa. And Jane, therefore, had the option, and she did. There's a signal that time is up. With a deadline set of headlines remaining, the final headlines of the night. Jane, of course, wasn't too happy. She hit her buzzer. She lost a little. Looking at the score, Jane, 610, Ellen, 420, Teresa, 240. It is anyone's game. We start at 500 points right after this. Time now for the deadline set of headlines, the final headlines of the night. We start at 500 points. Jane at 610. Ellen, 420. Teresa at 240. In the deadline set, we're looking for a well-known thing. 500 points. Here's your first headline.
Comes from Latin word to purify.
400 points.
Legend says Romulus excluded from first Roman calendar.
300 points.
Romans purify themselves to prepare for festival in New Year.
A thing. 200 points.
Usually has 28 days, but one extra day every leap year.
Oh,
And another 200 points. There's not enough for you to win, Teresa, but you pull into second place if you know it. I must have an answer.
Did I hear the last?
Then I'll have to rule you wrong and you lose 200 points. Ellen and Jane are alone. Ellen's light is lit. We go to you for after this for 100 points.
Went from being last month, now is second month.
Ellen for 100.
February.
February is right, but 100 points is not enough for you to win. It gets you up to 520. Jane, 610. You were the winner. Congratulations. And here's tonight's winning prizes.
Your prize is from Sea Queen Swimwear Collection. Beautiful swimsuits and beach covers for today's look and resort fashions. Available in a range of styles from Sea Queen, Canada's leading fashion supplier. And you've also won a Brother Precision Cassette Electric Typewriter that can correct without ever having to remove the cassette. A great new type of experience. With Brother, you'll never have it so good.
Having a nice prize with a fine win. And Ellen, it's a shame for you because the time just ran out on you. Of course, we only take the one answer. Teresa beat you to the buzzer for 200, so we had to go to you for 100, and that was really the difference in a very close match. Jane, let's play some quickie, rapid rounds now. Remember to pass if you don't know one. 60 seconds, get ready, and go.
Capital of Greece.
Athens.
$10.
Jethro and Uncle Jed are two.
Pass.
Hillbillies.
Loretta Lynn's sister.
Pass.
Crystal Gale.
Mickey Mouse creator.
Disney.
20.
Home of Disneyland.
California.
30.
Hansel and
Gretel.
$40.
Robin Hood's home.
Sherwood Forest.
50.
Baby Frog.
Toad.
60.
Cuts Earth in half.
Pass.
The equator.
Third month.
March.
70.
First sign in Zodiac.
Pass.
Aries.
Innings in baseball.
9.
80.
Johnny Cash's profession.
Singing.
90.
Superman's home.
Pass.
Krypton.
Used to play pool.
Pass.
A Q.
Wizard of Oz lives there.
Pass.
The Emerald City.
Santa Claus hails from
North Pole.
100.
U.S. political headquarters.
Washington.
110.
Capital of Hawaii.
Honolulu.
120. $120. Thank you all for a very well-played game. Our thanks to caller Cranston for joining us, and to you. Good night from Headline Hunters.
Promotional consideration by the exclusive Amana Radar range featuring Rotowave cooking system. A rotating shower of power that cooks more evenly and cooks most foods faster than ever before from Amana. Cars used on Headline Hunters provided by Tilden Rent-A-Car, featuring the new Chevrolet Citation and other fine cars. In Canada, it's Tilden. While in Toronto, guests of Headline Hunters stay at Howard Johnson's Airport Hotel and Restaurant.
This is the CTV Television Network.
Kathy Rigby for new improved Stay Free Maxi Pads.